Hey guys, welcome back to the United Star. It's here, the Manchester Derby is here, and we have Siddhant and Rohan from Manchester City, Mumbai. Sid, I'm going to ask you one question before we start off with the proceedings. How have you let your brother Rohan, a person from your family, go and support the other side? I mean, how have you let that happen? I need to know. The nation wants to know. I just need to know.
Let's
See
tell
now,
the whole story from the start. Oh, you know what? Wait, I'll say. Then I started supporting City. And I knew he hated City, so I'll always do the things he hates. So I started supporting City. Plus, I liked City ka this thing. And that was the season that Pep Guardiola came. And that time I really liked Barcelona. That Pep Guardiola was Barcelona. I really liked. So I didn't know much about it, but I really liked Pep Guardiola, so I started following City.
Sid, you messed up.
look,
What
that's
did you
why
say?
that's why we
Oh, that's what the
live in
doctor
separate
said when he
rooms.
was born.
We have a whole separate life. Okay, to get to his room, I need to cross a whole ocean, another moat with alligators in it, only to get to his room, and that is like once in a million years. Completely given up on Rohan.
Okay, so coming back to topic, Siddharth, I'll ask you something first. So City have 18 points from 10 games. It's not something we've become accustomed to with Pep City. And it's not talked about, really in the media. It's always Arsenal scoring up or United scoring up, but City not talked about that much. Do you think, I mean, I know it's very early to say, but with Klopp's heavy metal football and Hansi Flick's Bayern, that aggressive football. With that football dominating the world right now, do you think Pep's philosophy and Pep's style of play is maybe getting a little old-fashioned and maybe not suitable for the Premier League right now?
Yes, first of all, I would like to thank you all for having me here. It's rival territory, but I'm going to do my best to hold my own and hold my club's own. And speaking about the question that you asked me, yes, Pep's like Pep is a very rigid man. He's a stubborn guy. He's an arrogant guy, and you don't see him changing his tactics very often unless it's coming up against a big game, and then you call it a tactical masterclass. What I do believe is that teams like Southampton, Wolves, Watford to पहले था अभी now big like small teams like Sheffield United, these mid-table teams, bottom half of the teams. First, when Pep came in and when he started slapping these teams final 6-0 across the board, for that time there was this fear that he's Pep Guardiola and he's a manager that you have to be respectful of, and you cannot just go and win a game. It'll be very hard. It will be a very hard thing to win against Pep Guardiola. But now, since we've taken a few losses against Liverpool, against United, of course, against Wolves, of
Leicester.
course, Leicester, of course, yeah, 5-1, in which he conceded like 3 penalties. Managers are getting accustomed to Pep's tactics, of course, and Pep is also a guy who doesn't change his tactics. So yeah, it's I don't think it's going southways. I don't think like he cannot play only anymore. But yeah, definitely that Pep his tactics are getting old now, and he needs to change. We need to bring it out change. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to work completely. I disagree with that. I still think that his work, his tiki taka flow, has a lot of impact in it, and it can really help Manchester City win more titles in the coming years.
Rohan, coming to you, this season has been a season of inconsistencies for all teams. We've seen United get battered by Spurs. We've seen Liverpool get battered by Aston Villa. We've seen City get battered by Leicester.
Leicester.
Yeah, and it's been a season of inconsistencies, and that's been the case with City as well. Other than the Burnley game where they scored five, they had 12 goals in 8 games. That is again something that we never expected from the City team that we've seen in the last few years. What do you think that's down to? And do you think the Aguero who's come back now, although he won't play the game, he's not playing the derby. Do you think he's going to solve the problems that you're facing up front, in front of the goal?
See, I agree. There have been lots of downfalls by every team. There was some very bad mistakes, very genuine mistakes, and I think that Aguero could solve it, but he won't be able to do it for too long. He's already been in the Premier League for I don't know 8 years at least, and he can control it, but he's injured. He can control it, but we need to look for other alternatives also. He can't keep playing the way he plays because he's frankly he's getting old. He's getting old, so we need that Aguero replacement also. And Gabriel Jesus, I don't respect his shooting. Like he's a fantastic young kid, but I don't respect his shooting as much as I respect Aguero's. So as of now, only he can do it until we start looking for replacements. As of now, he can just control the situation. He cannot completely solve the problems that we are facing in shooting, but he can control the situation.
Right. Sid, coming to you, talking about the psychological aspect going into the game, City have obviously gone through to the knockout stages of the UCL, and we have bottled it. We were down in the Europa League. Do you think City have a psychological edge over United, and they'll be more confident in the game?
Talking about psychological edge, I think if you ask me, then no, it's going to be the same. Actually, we would have that extra morale boost against United because United have just suffered a heavy defeat from Red Bulls Leipzig, and we would be thinking that if Red Bull Leipzig can beat them 3-2, then we are Manchester City, man. We can dominate them. And coming to United's perspective, your form away from home has been excellent, but your form at home turf has not been so good. I think because so it's good for us that the game is at Old Trafford, and we will have that extra boost that we can go and do the job there. Because if you go to see in the past heavy results like the 6-1, the big 6-1, we was at Old Trafford only. So yeah, I don't think that psychologically your exit will have an impact on us, our performance, except on your performance as well. You will your team, Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Pogba, your situation with Pogba especially, how things are going with him. That will have a more of an effect psychologically on your players than do City, frankly speaking.
I think just coming back to your point where you said it's better that City are playing at Old Trafford. It just goes to show what United have become of late.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sid from United Star. Sid, coming to the Pogba issue, a lot of stuff has happened with him, with Raiola coming out and talking shit in the media and the press, and Pogba has not come out and clarified anything, so we haven't heard his side too. But when he came on against Leipzig, he was arguably our best player. So I mean, if you're Ole, do you play him? Do you not play him? What do you do with him?
Look, I am a believer that no player, forget United, no player at any club is bigger than the club itself, right? I'm a massive believer on that, and Pogba has just gone. Pogba or his agent, if Pogba is talking through his agent, he has gone and put himself showing the world that he is bigger than United. Okay, now if I was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I would not accept it. I would not start him. But this derby is the game of the season for us because we look to defeat City every season, right? So if Pogba, so Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came out and said that Pogba is his mind is at his game and he wants to he's happy at the club and all that. Okay, if that is true, let Pogba start because I agree, he was arguably our best player once he came on, right? But if Pogba's attitude towards the club is how his agent is showing it to be, I don't start him. Don't start him. In the end, it's up to the manager. If he starts him, good. If he doesn't start him, it doesn't make a difference to me.
Right. Rohan, coming to you, Pep doesn't have a great record against Oli. We know that.
Yeah.
I don't think he seems to understand that you cannot give United space behind because our wingers will attack that space. I don't think he's understood that for a very long time now. Do you think he'll finally have figured out in the derby? Do you think he'll set up accordingly?
I hope he finally figures out because last season y'all beat us. I think a couple of times y'all beat us last season. So I kind of hope he figures out that two. Please, once
Three
you do.
times. Three
Okay.
times.
Okay, fine, give it. So y'all beat us, yeah. Y'all beat us a few times, and I think he should work on that, and he should keep in track that y'all have Martial, y'all have Rashford, y'all have Greenwood in attack. So they have a lot of pace, and if our defenders keep on going to the attacking side, then they won't be able to fall back as they should. So I think he should start trying to figure that out and control that also. Also, he should start trying to figure out how to control the Bruno Fernandes Pogba situation in the midfield because he's to be honest, Bruno Fernandes is a really good midfielder, and so he should try and figure out how to solve that midfield thing so that Bruno Fernandes does not, come and support the attack so that we can see less goals.
Right. Siddhant, what would be your squad predictions for City?
I think we're going to go with Kyle Walker, right back, Ederson, the same usual. I think instead of Laporte, but John Stones will start. John Stones and Ruben Diaz ka partnership is going on good consistently now. So I think we've found a fix for a centre back partnership. And the left back position is where I have my doubts in. I think for tomorrow, I think Ake should start as a left back position because we need that defensive cover, because we know how dangerous Greenwood is, how dangerous Marcus Rashford is on the flanks. So it's going to be good to have a defensive fullback like Ake start on the left back position. And the same midfield, the double pivot with Rodri and Gundo, or Rodri or Fernandinho. Cam, De Bruyne, left winger. I don't want to see Sterling. I don't want to see Sterling on the pitch. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see him, man. I don't want to see 1v1s being missed. I don't want to see open chances being missed. I want Ferran Torres to start. I want Riyad Mahrez to start, and I want Gabriel Jesus to start.
Rohan, do you second his opinion?
Yeah, at certain points, yeah, I think, but I think I am pretty sure that if Guardiola does not go with Jesus, I think he's going to go with Jesus. But if he does not go, he'll play the false 9 with Ferran Torres as centre forward, and then he'll play Sterling, and that'll just completely mess everything up.
Yeah, he likes to do that. He likes to pull off those Pep moves where nobody.
Yeah, those were the Barcelona time moves, the false 9.
Sid, United lineup.
I think we've seen Ole do this against Chelsea and Arsenal. He's gone with the same lineup. Against Chelsea, I think we've all seen it, that he's gone with the same lineup that he used last season when we defeated Chelsea thrice. I think he's going to do it again, and he's going to go with the lineup we played last time when we defeated City 2-0 at the Etihad. And that is the lineup I would not want to see, and that is the 3-5-2. I think he's going to do it again. If he doesn't do it, fair play, well done. But I think he's going to do the 3-5-2 with our general, Shaw, Maguire, Lindelof as centre backs. I don't think he's going to start Tuanzebe. Then Telles and Wan-Bissaka as our wing backs. And then he's definitely going to go with Scott McTominay as one of the midfielders, and the other two, Bruno Fernandes picks himself. Okay, and up front is going to be Rashford, and is Cavani fit for this game?
Yeah.
Then it's going to be Rashford and Cavani.
Okay.
Also, I would just like to add one thing in the lineup. I think Pep Guardiola is going to go with a centre-back partnership of Laporte and Stones, so Laporte and Diaz. Because if you saw the game against Marseille, both of them, even if Garcia got injured, the moment Stones came on, he was playing really well. And then they had a very good centre-back partnership. They prevented the ball from, going into the box, or they had lots of interceptions and lots of. It was really strong. So I think he might just go with either Laporte Diaz or Laporte Stones. So I'm having a confusion about that.
I think Diaz has been a phenomenal signing actually. He's the company replacement. I think he looks to be the company replacement that we've been looking for a very long time. He's a good signing. Quickly now, all three, I need your predictions. We'll start with Rohan. Score prediction.
City 2-0 win. City 2-0 win.
Confident. Siddhant?
I'll go for a scoreline of 3-1 with Fernandes scoring a penalty as usual.
United win, right? United win,
yes.
No. Never.
Did?
It's difficult. I think we are going to play for and get a draw. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
I think it's going to be a 2-1 United again. Ollie's going to play that. We're going to concede for sure, but then we're going to come back and we're going to get the win.
Yeah, definitely.
You heard it here first, guys. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our video. If you do like it, please click on the thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel. Click on the bell icon to get daily notifications from the United Star. Follow us on Instagram at the.UnitedStar, and we will see you soon.